Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
He's alive!
Welcome to where the weird ones are.
Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out.
Powerful figures in Hollywood as well as powerful politicians who are in fact not human. They're reptiles or they're lizards or perhaps extraterrestrials.
I don't think it is a human. I think it's a Sasquatch.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
Let's get weird.
What's up, you fucking weirdos? Welcome to another episode of Where the Weird Ones Are. My name is Kevin, but you probably already knew that, and if you didn't, now you do. Today's episode is with a good friend of mine. His name is Ron. He goes by Grave Evidence on Instagram and TikTok, and I am almost 100% certain that a lot of you know who he is. He's episode 11 and 14, so it's been a while since we've seen Ron. We caught some EVPs the very first time he was on. The second time, we didn't get any EVPs, but we had some like weird power issues. But yeah, so it's been a minute since we talked to Ron, but today he is joined with his daughter Austyn and her boyfriend, and we talk about things that happened to her with her and her boyfriend and their kids, and the investigation that they did in their house. It seems like something's following them around. The backyard is uber creepy. They always feel like they're being watched and all that. But yeah, it was a good discussion. There is some backfeed from from my voice from Ron's speakers. I'm not getting any EVP vibes from it yet, as of right now, but you never know. It could have distorted it enough. They could be manipulating that distortion, but still. So I apologize in advance for the echoiness of it. But yeah, it was a good discussion, and I really enjoyed having him on. He's good people. So with that being said, I got some shit coming up. I got a lot of episodes coming out soon. Recording. I've got a few in the bank now. I got some more to record. But yeah. So 40 Infest. If you haven't heard of it, please go check it out on Facebook. If you're interested in vending or speaking, please sign up for that. That'd be great. I think speaking, you would just message Paranormal 5 either on Facebook or Instagram. The event is June 8th. It is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Sanford, Maine at the Memorial Gym. And then I will also be vending at there, so it'd be cool to meet up with anybody who listens. Also in April, I will be vending at Encounter Quest in North Hamlet, North Carolina. So come get some shirts, come get some hot sauce. There's a lot of good speakers there and a lot of other good vendors. So yeah, Also, go follow Exploring with Phil on YouTube. Doing amazing stuff, man. I cannot give this guy enough praises because I enjoy him. He's become a pretty good friend as well. Like if I did a video with him in the Huckamuck Swamp, and it was a lot of fun. It was, you know, my very second time ever being out investigating, and I honestly can say that I would like to investigate more. And I think I'm gonna hit up Phil to get into some more stuff with him. What else do I got going on? I got nothing. You know what? That's all I got. Kids are healthy. I'm healthy. I was sick last week. Maybe like really one day was kind of shitty. Like, and it was just more like annoying. You know what I mean? Than anything. I could function and move around fine. It wasn't like I was debilitated or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and if you're interested, get on the 1-0 Patreon. I just recorded an episode with them. And that's when I was at my sickest, so my voice is kind of fucking weird in that. But yeah, so I also have to do so they played a game on one we played a game on 1-0's Patreon. And the loser has to do a public embarrassment punishment. And it just so happens that I was given the opportunity to pick said punishment before we even played the game, and I chose to paint yourself with body paint, wear a tutu, dance, and sing the chorus of "Like a Virgin" by Madonna. Obviously not my greatest moment, so there will be. I'm gonna put it in my story. I'm not gonna put it out for it to be shared around. So I figured I'd let you know. That is the reason why this. If you come across this video in my story, that's why. So other than that, check out the Fine Art Medium. She could use your support. Check out her YouTube. If you need a reading and whatnot, please don't hesitate to reach out to her. You have graphic design needs. Maybe you're starting a fucking podcast or you want to and you don't really know where to start, but having a logo will help you, figure out, like, get the legs under your feet. You know what I mean? And at least like brand yourself a little bit, so she can help out with that. So that's the fineartmedium.com. And she's also the Fine Art Medium on Instagram. So you can find her and check her out and check out her art and all that stuff. And she would greatly appreciate your business, no matter which way it is, whether it's spiritual work or artwork. Actually, I just recently heard that she is working on a design for Middle Aged and Creep Out. So if you haven't checked out Middle Aged and Creeped Out, please do so. They have a phenomenal podcast. It's 3 guys. They're all friends, and I think it's a phenomenal dynamic. I listen every week. I think you should too. So please show support. Leave them a follow, share, and a subscribe to your favorite episode. Like, share your favorite episodes. Please subscribe to them. Leave them a rating and a review too. But also, follow, share, subscribe to this. If you like it, well, I hope you like it. If you don't, I don't give a fuck either. But you can tell me you don't like it in the review or with the rating if you really don't like it that much. Other than that, like honestly, seriously, if you leave a good review and a rating, be I would be grateful, honestly, because that helps out the show and get noticed and all that stuff. So, and I mean, it only takes a couple seconds. So if you're interested, obviously you don't have to, but I would appreciate it if you did. Also, I'll read reviews on the show. But if you want merch, it's etsy.com/shop/where the weird ones are. And I hope you have a beautiful day, people. Let's get into it.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Let's get weird. Let's get weird. Let's get weird. Let's get weird. Weird, get weird.
Yeah, no, my sister, through her, like, her pregnancy and everything, she was starting to, like, kind of, like, not give a fuck about me, I guess.
Right.
She's like, this thing is more important, and my sleep is, I need my sleep, because, I like the times like this is when I record because I work all day. So I'd be like, hey, there's a podcast this week. And she's like, um, I just want you to know that I'm probably going to be sleeping. And I'm like, all right, well, like, give me a good heads up beforehand. And it just became too consistent. And I was like, I'll just do it by myself. I started it by myself. I'll just continue it by myself. But she still supports it. Like, she bought some stuff from the merch store and stuff like that. And she shares my stuff on, like, Facebook. But none of our Facebook friends, like our actual friends, like, care. So it's only the people that I meet through recording with that actually seem to give a fuck. So yeah, all the friends that I've made through this, like you and Christina
Right.
and 305 Paranormal, Arnie and everybody, and
Yeah.
David. So you guys are my friends. Basically. So the feedback that all I care about are from all of you guys and the people that are supposedly my real friends. I guess they're not, but I did have a friend just, like, recently reach out and be like, hey, I'm going to listen to your podcast, what is it called? I was like, well, if you were a real friend, you'd already know that.
Right. Well, had I known I was going to be on the podcast before, had I known I was going to be here as long as I am, I would have had the shirt that you sent me on.
Oh, it's all right, man. I appreciate the sentiment, though.
No, honestly, I would have. I'd been wearing it.
Yeah, we
Good,
held him
nice.
hostage.
My daughter, do you hear my daughter? She said she kidnapped me. We're actually
Are you
in the
so
mo-
are you guys are you at are you at her place or
in the
so this
motor
is oh, okay. Do you guys live in the mobile home?
No, no.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
So, so
I was just curious because I was gonna say that it looks a lot different than the video I watched.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, we got this for free, and we're fixing it up, and we're gonna use it for ghost hunting and camping and anything traveling. So we have places to sleep.
And
Nice. Nice.
that's kidnapped me. That's why I'm here. I'm working on it.
Are they putting you to work, Ron? Is that what's happening?
100%. I've been here since Friday. Last
Jeez,
Friday.
Louise, you've been kidnapped.
We feed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's funny.
I don't mind.
If I could con my dad into doing stuff for me, I'd do it too. So I don't blame them at all.
Oh, I didn't mean to be rude. This is my daughter. Austyn, and my son-in-law, Zach.
Hi.
Zach and Austyn. I
Yep.
totally didn't. I totally even forgot to be like, "Oh, hey, I'm Kevin. How are you? What's your name?" Totally like missed that spot. But actually, real quick, Ron, if you don't mind, you guys too, Austyn and Zach, if you are interested in having like people follow your social medias or whatever, if you guys want to take turns on just letting people know where they can find you.
Yeah. I'm Grave Evidence, and they're going to be joining, and they're Screaming Skulls Paranormal.
We just made a YouTube. I have a video edited, just a little bit left to do to it, and then we'll have our first video up.
Nice. And is the YouTube Screaming Skulls?
Yeah, but it's Screaming Skulls Paranormal.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'll be waiting for that video because is it the video that had to do with the live?
It was the next night.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
So
we had like
go ahead.
four different spirit boxes tell us to quit filming. So during the live that Saturday night, so the next night we went with just like a static camera, to catch whatever when we investigated. And the next night was crazier than the first night. The
Wow.
Estes session was unreal.
Oh, yeah.
So
My
what led you guys up into doing this investigation? Because it was your house, correct?
Yes. So we lived here about 5 years, and there's always been things going on. Like in the backyard, you feel watched. I've seen figures in the backyard. In the house, you'll hear movement. We've had things thrown off the tables. There's a shadow figure who walks down our hall, and but I've never felt uneasy or uncomfortable in the house. The last couple months,
Yeah.
I'd say, things have been happening. It's felt a little more negative. We've had a doppelganger cat. We have 2 cats. So I had 2 cats. Now we have 3. I fought the doppelganger by getting a twin of my cat. So now we have 2 black cats. But yeah, so basically you would see the cat, but the cat, well, it wasn't my cat. Like you would see him, he'd go do something, and then you'd realize that cat is actually sleeping over here. And
wow.
like an episode of sleep paralysis where I was fighting some dark entity and I couldn't move in my bed. Like it went seamless for me trying to fall asleep, and then I guess at some point it changed. I was still laying there trying to fall asleep, started trying to fight this entity. He ended up leaving the room, and I heard him in my kids' room, my boys. And I got up and I'm like stumbling, trying to walk because I finally was able to move. And then it went for my girls' room, and I went back out and cut the power out. I ended up then waking up, and I think my eyes were open for like 2 seconds, and the room got darker than dark of the night of sleeping, and I heard like a whoosh sound, like something dark was over me and just went whoosh out of my room. And it's kind of funny because
Yeah.
the next day I was having a conversation with my dad, Ron, and he's like, I want you to ignore it and see how it reacts because I want to try and figure out what this is in your house. And so I was telling him, I said, we have to ignore it. I said, so when you see something or hear something, act like it didn't happen. Don't tell me about it. Nothing. We just want to see what happens. And he goes, okay. 2 seconds later, the power cuts out.
In real life.
In real life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, should I be concerned? Because this just happened last night. And I ended up checking, our energy company, and it said only one customer was affected, and it was me. So it wasn't
my God.
yeah, working out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's talking about the cat earlier. Here yesterday, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
2 days ago, I was sitting on the couch, and I seen something dart down the hallway. It looked like one of the cats. The cats were sleeping on the couch with me in the blanket, both of them.
My
But
God.
something small and black ran down the damn hallway. And I mean, I just kind of, okay, yeah, I see you, whatever, you know. Because,
That's interesting. Wow.
well, like she was saying though, and I've been here quite a few times and walked in the house. It never seemed to, never seemed to be anything there. But you could walk in the backyard of the, the property, and definitely feel like something was watching you all the time. Feels like something's watching you. Well, now it's actually moved in the house. So we've investigated it, what, 3 times?
believe so.
I think it's 4.
Well, four total.
Yeah,
nights.
4. And we really don't, I mean, we got a lot of answers, but not really what is actually here, because there's a little girl here that said something about, I mean, we got a lot of answers with her, which actually came down to, with research being accurate of the original settlers of this area. She had
wow.
made a piece or something for the original settler. She was the daughter of another settler. Um, and we had yes and no going with it was the Rem Bear and what?
The K2.
K2 and the Rem Bear.
Yeah.
And it was just boom, boom. Every time we'd ask a question, it was either one or the other went off
Immediately, too.
and I mean, just like that. And then all of a sudden, she said over the spirit box, "He's here," and that was the end of it.
Yeah, she said,
And
I gotta go hide.
Yep.
Go
Right.
hide, and he's here. And then it seemed the whole atmosphere
Mood,
changed.
everything changed. Yeah.
The whole
So,
house changed.
so it sounds like something's holding things there. That's
Yeah,
what it sounds like to me. Um, that's even more creepier than I was initially thinking.
yeah.
Um,
Especially when it's masking, is like the cats and stuff. I mean,
yeah,
that's really not cool, in my
no,
opinion.
no. Um,
And the bad thing is, my grandchildren are in this house. There's
yeah,
4 of my grandchildren in this house, and that's unacceptable.
yeah. So have you guys tried doing like a cleanse at all or anything like that?
I have, I've got a white sage spray with frankincense, and it's got crystals in it. And I walked through the house and sprayed the whole house, and said the thing, and not necessarily like the Lord's Prayer or whatever, but because it's never the same. You got to use as the moment goes. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you have just a certain prayer for everything. You
Right.
know, you have to go by situation, in my opinion.
No, I agree 100%. Um, it seems to be seems like everything though is like scared of the name of Jesus for some reason, which makes me think that maybe there's something to that. I'm not that I'm religious or anything, but I'm just like, well, they're scared of it, of his name, so there has to be something based in that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So are you thinking like you're thinking demonic, right? I'm
No,
assuming.
I'm not going to go with demonic. I'm more of a pissed off spirit,
Okay.
because this whole area here is all old Indian land, you
Yeah.
know, and they were forced off of this land, and we're talking like 1800s.
Right.
I did a little bit of research on it, and it was all what was in Miami and
It was a Potawatomi.
Potawatomi and Miami Indians used to, because where I'm at now, I'm what, 3 miles from Lake Michigan. 3 miles from Lake Michigan and 6 miles from Little Calumet River. So, you got to figure back then that was a main tributary,
Yeah.
a lifeline to say. of fur trade and stuff like that. And with them being forced off, I mean, I'm not saying that that's actually what the deal is, what is actually here, but I think it has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like energy's not destroyed, so it has to go somewhere, you know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody loves a good ghost story. From the renowned haunting of the Amityville Horror House to the lesser-known curse of the Bassano Vase, legends of the ghostly and macabre have been fascinating and frightening us for centuries. But have you ever wondered if there's any truth behind the lore? Over the last 8 years that I've spent as a paranormal researcher, I have constantly asked one important question. Is this a hoax, or could it truly be a haunt? I'm Courtney Hayes, host of the podcast Haunts, where every week I dissect another ghostly legend in an effort to find the truth that lies within. Listen to Haunts for free on your favorite podcasting app and help me to unveil the unknown.
Which is the age-old saying now at this point. But real quick, have either Zach or Austin, either of you been physically accosted during being in the house by any of these entities?
Well, I have multiple times.
She's been scratched.
Many, many,
Many times. It's actually during the video that I have from that investigation. There was 3 times that it left marks on me during the video.
During that night.
Yeah, and on the 3rd time, we were doing an SD. My niece was under for SDs, and it said, third. This is the 3rd or something like that. Right after, because you hear me in the background. I'm not on camera on the 3rd one, but you hear me going, and you hear him reacting to seeing it because I had put a flashlight on my arm. And it says, the 3rd or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, this is the 3rd mark you put on me tonight.
Do you have a picture on your phone?
I did take a picture of that one.
I've got pictures on my phone as well, but she's getting her phone up now to show you.
I guess I'll try and put it up to the camera.
Yeah, put it up to the camera.
You gotta dim your screen a little bit too, so that the camera will pick it up.
But I will say what it said. Let's see. Yeah.
See,
that's a lot of.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of hard to see, but
Yeah, you can. I mean, I can see it. It's a little. It's not the greatest through this camera, but I can tell. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have tons and tons of stories about crazy things happening.
Showing that one, yeah.
Okay, so I think it was 2 nights after that investigation. I was sitting at my desk watching a movie, my headset on, and I felt like when your hair's like touching your neck and it's irritating. So I went to move it, and I'm like, wait, my hair's in a ponytail. I had it up in a bun. And so, I'm like, whatever. I continue watching. Well, what felt like 2 hands going like this around my neck from behind. And so I was like, don't touch me. You're not allowed to touch me. And he's like, well, are you okay? And I'm like, something just touched me. And it touched me harder than it's ever touched because, it touches me all the time. But this time it literally felt like somebody putting their hands around me. Well, I ended up having my daughter take a picture of me. It left. Let's see if we can get it.
Let's go over.
Go the other way.
Gotta show up.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
And it was like marks on my neck that looked like almost like really long fingers.
Yeah, you can. So for everybody listening, she's showing a picture of her of the side of her neck, and it basically looks like a hand print on the side of her neck, like somebody was grabbing her. That is, I would have ran. Just saying. I would have just got up and ran and never gone back. I might have burned the house down. But that's
Well,
me. Obviously, I wouldn't have, because I need a place to stay. But I'm just saying because I would have been. I honestly would be terrified. I've had some terrifying events happen to me myself, but nothing has ever physically, uh, accosted me, or nothing's really touched me or anything like that. So I have literally zero idea of how I would react if that were what happened to you would happen to me. But I feel like I would run. But
yeah,
You
that
can't,
is that's
you can't
that
give
that's
in.
wild.
You can't give in to them.
yeah.
You got to stand up.
That was the
Yeah.
first time I was really bothered by touching me. Even when they've scratched me before, I'm just like, that's crazy. But that time, my dad was sleeping. I had my niece wake him up. I ended up, he's like, grab your crystals. And I'm like, they're already all over my desk. I'm freaking out. I'm really bothered. Like, it's never done any, like, I've never felt something touch me and felt it so hard. And so usually it's just, you'll feel like a light brush, or my skin will just start burning where they scratch me. And that time it just felt like it was just grabbing.
Wow. 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 Um, well, I will say this before we get any further into it, if you're interested. So this guy, he goes by the name, his name's Isaac. He calls himself the Shadow Walker. He has the podcast Hidden in the Shadows, but he also has a paranormal group called Hidden in the Shadows Paranormal. And he can remote view through your phone and remove dark entities. I haven't seen him do it, but I have I think Ron, you might be friends with her on Instagram, Angel.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Uh,
I'm
yeah.
friends with you
So
too.
you're friends with him too?
Yep.
Okay. So he does it for free, because he just wants to help people, but he can remove dark entities from through the phone. And then he stores them into his ring. So if you're interested in that kind of help, he'll be more than willing to help you out. Just
Oh,
just throwing it out there.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
That would
you're
probably
welcome.
having kids in the
Yeah,
house. You don't want that
e-
kind of
e-
stuff.
exactly, exactly. You don't want to give it more time to build up even more energy, because it's already getting physical with you. So
Oh, thank
Children.
you.
hello, children.
The
Hello,
charger.
children.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, I shouldn't say I'm friends with him, but I do follow him, and I am aware of him.
Okay. All right.
It's on this side.
Yeah, I just recorded with him a second time last week, I think. And he was talking about how he helped Angel. And Angel actually messaged me about how he helped and stuff. And so far she hasn't had anything happen ever since. So we'll see. But I'm gonna be talking to her in January, February again, for a part two. So we'll see exactly where she's at on that. But so I do want to talk to you guys about your live. So I think it was Arnie. I'm not 100% sure, but somebody noticed that there was a person sitting in a chair. And it wasn't any of you, and nobody was there. So,
Right. I
um,
actually put
I
that on the thermal camera.
on a thermal camera.
It is full body, I mean, it's there, sitting in the chair. And then I've got another screenshot that somebody sent me. Wasn't Arnie, but there's another screenshot where it's actually got up from the chair and it's walking across the room, and it's on thermal as well.
You want me to show you?
Whoa.
Screenshot. It's zoomed in.
Yeah, that's the screenshot that Arnie, or not Arnie, sent me, but well, maybe it was Arnie.
This is the thermal.
It
Yeah.
just.
Oh. Do you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right.
There was nobody in that chair.
Nobody.
Yeah. If he was showing him, like, look, he would put the thermal camera in front of his camera, and then he'd be like, look, there is nobody there. And
then Arnie took a screenshot where I shined a light over there to show that there was nobody there. He took a screenshot of that, and then he played with the, whatever, the hues or whatever you want to call it, and you could still see it there in the chair.
That is wild, dude. That is so crazy. I wouldn't have ran that on that one, but I would have been like, what the hell? I mean, I'm sure you were. But that's like solid evidence, man. Like that is good evidence. There's definitely it's proof that there's something else, beyond us. I think that's that's really good proof. Maybe you guys should get Zach Bagan to come and investigate your house now.
Shit, he's never mind. I won't say
it. Yeah. If you guys get the thermal of the guy sitting in the chair, he's gonna be like, oh. Do that fucking face that he makes. Oh man. So how'd the rest of that night pan out? Like, did it become angry or aggressive? The longer you guys were trying to communicate?
No, not really. I mean, it wasn't long after that we did Estes in the chair. Or no, that was from the live.
Yeah.
We did the Estes the next night.
Okay.
And
it said it was angry.
It said it was angry.
Yeah, I actually asked because it kept telling Ron to shut up, quiet down, and shh.
Kept telling me to go outside too.
It told me to go. I was like, I am home, and it said, no, you're not. And I was like, yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, are you angry? And she said, yes, I am. She said, I am angry. Like, yeah, we were going back and forth. The conversation was literally back and forth, but that was the day after the live.
Well, you'd have to understand my granddaughter, Nevaeh. She is a bubbly blonde. Okay. I mean, I love her to death. I'm not saying she's ditzy, but she's ditzy. She laughs at every damn thing. You know what I mean? And she's happy. She really is. But the Estes session, she was saying shit that she would have laughed at, but she wasn't laughing.
I am a giant.
I mean, she said, I'm a giant. Now, her normal 18-year-old self would have just lost it laughing. I'm a giant. And she never laughed. She never smiled, never even cracked a smile. I don't know.
It didn't seem like her.
It was out of character for her. And after we brought her out, she literally started laughing, and then she started crying because she said she felt like somebody was taking her over.
It did say take over twice during Estes. And I said, take over me. And I said, you better not take over Nevaeh. You're not allowed to take over anybody.
Yeah, it freaked her out. It freaked her out. I mean, she was really good at the Estes, and it scared the shit out of her, honestly.
I would imagine so, that is crazy. Now you might need an exorcist at this point.
Unless people start walking up the wall.
I honestly think honestly though, I think it's just a pissed off spirit.
Yeah, Yeah.
I mean, I think there was because this property here used to be all woods
Yep.
before they divided it up and put houses in. And the houses in this area, just in this area, were built in like 1952.
Yep.
Okay.
They're all
I was
they're
just
all
gonna ask that.
yeah, they're all slab doll houses, slab homes, doll houses.
Yeah.
And I think it's the property owners pissed off because he didn't want to sell this plot or whatever, and didn't want the shit built where it's at. Honestly, because
Yeah.
there's too much of old coming into it to be something that has just came in. You know what I mean? There's too
Yeah.
many answers about old things. Like the little
Yeah.
girl we were talking to. It because it just played into. There was a guy, 3 different names that were said, which actually came out with research, came out to be the actual person's name, all 3 of them.
First, middle, last.
Yeah, first, middle, and last was
Wow.
his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Aaron Samuel Powers.
Aaron Samuel Powers. Yeah, it was said separately, and we was like looking up these names.
But they were in a row,
Yeah.
but separately, like with a gap between it. And when I was looking up names, I found out there was somebody in our city named Aaron Samuel Powers who has passed away.
And they said something about water and I don't remember what
being pushed under.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drowned
and the Aaron Samuel Powers, he owned what was it?
He worked in a.
He owned and worked. It was some kind of aquatech company.
Yep.
Wow.
So,
What year did it say? Did you figure out what year he died?
That one was a little more recent. But when I spoke to the curator at the local museum, she had said the Powers family went all the way back to 1800s. So, and a member of the Powers family had actually shot and murdered somebody in the 1800s in what is now downtown in our where we live.
Yeah, because Chesterton, Indiana is not really. I mean, it's not really big.
No.
It used to be all farms, and there's most of the houses are still standing. The old homestead. I mean, they just built houses around them. Of course, now it's growing up now, but it wasn't.
What's the population there right now?
I can look that up. Aaron Samuel Powers actually passed away 2021.
What?
Recent. Yes.
That's great. That's super recent. When you said recent, I was like, oh, in the 90s or the 80s?
Super recent. Yeah, Chesterton, as of 2021, population was 14,375.
Oh. I mean, a lot of people, but not a lot of people at the same time.
I mean, if you take it in perspective, the next closest city to us, which is only like 8-minute drive away, I mean, it has a population, I believe, of 60-something thousand.
Portage.
Yeah.
Portage, yeah, and that's where I went to school. And she went to school.
That's where I went to school.
Grew up, yeah.
I mean, all the cities around us have significantly more people. So when you compare 14,000 to like 6 other 60s,
and also with I think another factor in that in Chesterton, there is a lot of like unincorporated outskirts.
Yeah,
that's not technically Chesterton, but they go to our schools, so they probably put them in with our population stuff. Like they're
yeah, that makes sense.
The gray area.
So they probably count them with us.
Yeah, because it's like
grays.
Yeah, because like across the road is Porter. It's considered Porter. Or
Yeah.
this is Porter.
We're Porter.
This is
technically.
Porter. Chesterton is across the road.
But when I write, like if I have somebody mail me something, I have to have them put Chesterton because sometimes it doesn't accept Porter. So
I believe Porter, our technical address.
yeah, Porter's even
Uh,
smaller.
It has 6,000 people, I think. So she's finding the exact number now.
5,234 people in the actual town we live in, but we are literally on
the border,
1 block from the border street.
Yeah. So
Okay. All right. And that your area is more developed now than it used to be. Obviously, I mean, well, obvious most places are anyway. But like, is the town? I guess the question would be: is the town like actively developing it right now? Like more developments coming in, more houses, buildings, and all that.
I mean, the town of Porter, it is.
If you're going for Porter.
I mean, if you're going for Porter, it seriously has. It's just one road of places. It has 3 bars, a bank, and a police station,
and the auto parts.
And and that's it. Like that's the town.
But Chesterton,
yeah,
has had a lot more development.
Yeah, Chesterton had a lot more things being built. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just asking because I was wondering, like, if because you were there for 5 years and you didn't really like have much until recently. I almost was wondering if like land was being disturbed and it just kind of like stirred up some energy or something, you know?
Well, in the past 5 years, I think, if I can recall, only 2 new buildings has been.
No, they've put other ones.
Where?
Or
the Aldi's?
Aldi's.
The Dollar General.
Dollar General, Chipotle. They're building a new police station
Where's
right now.
Chipotle at?
Chipotle!
I'm missing out over
They
here.
changed. We had a KFC and A&W that they just turned into Starbucks.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm not
energy
observant as I should be.
I see what I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, Paranormies, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Alexa.
And we're the hosts of They Don't Stay Dead.
We're a paranormal podcast from Australia, and we've made it our mission to share with you all the real-life ghost stories and haunted locations from our home, as well as encounters with supernatural beings and reports of unknown mysteries.
From haunted asylums and ghost ships to big cat cryptids and alien encounters, there's something for everyone. We release new episodes every Thursday, and you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Be sure to check out our Instagram at They Don't Stay Dead for weekly updates. We get a little bit spooky and a lot silly. So join us for some laughs and a tale of the unknown.
Stay spooky, Paranormies.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's almost like it's all like these haunted house stories too. You buy an old house and then they start like what's the frickin' word? They just start changing shit, basically. They start tearing walls down or redoing it. And then all of a sudden it's fucking like there's a poltergeist or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think there's something to like things being disturbed and stirred up. So
hey, Kevin. Go ahead, tell him.
I just realized we just built a new deck in the last, what was it?
2 months.
2 months.
A couple months ago.
Right before all of this started amping up.
We totally didn't.
I mean, it's just a deck, but yeah, it's a pretty big deck in the backyard.
It's a 14.5 by 21. So
right before.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if if there was something there where you're at one point of time, you know what I mean? Like maybe somebody died where your deck is. I don't know, but
That is
like how
also
much of
the
go ahead.
backyard. That's also in the backyard where you would always feel something kind of ominous and negative watching you. You felt like something was always near you.
I've been out here working on their car and in the garage and seen somebody walk past the
Well,
garage
you got
door.
to stay out of garage. You got to stay out of garages, sir. Please stay out of garages.
No, he needs to stay in them more often.
He's talking about because that one fell on me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, mine's not the safest garage either. So.
Oh my God!
Actually-
Stay out of there! Stay out of there, please. Put some cones up.
Right.
So you saw a shadow? Is that what you said? Coming from the house or from the backyard?
No, walking from the driveway into the backyard. Walked right across the
Oh,
door. So I went out the door after it, see who it was. Because it's like 8:30 at night. You know, their kids are sleeping. Zach was out here with me. I think Austyn was in the house. But I seen no, you were out here too. They were both out here with me, and I seen something walk past the door, so I went out after it. I went all the way around behind the garage. There was nobody, and the yard's fenced in, so there was nowhere they could have went. But it was like when I got behind the garage, it was like it was right on top of me. You know, it was just.
That's actually the first time I seen something here. I was walking out to the garage to grab something. It's a detached garage. So I had to come out the front door, walk down the driveway, and I seen some it was like clear as day, a person run in front of me, cross past me, and go where the service door is to the garage.
She actually had to back up so they didn't run into her.
Yeah.
Like she thought it was an actual person.
And so I went in afterwards, and I'm like, looking, I don't see anybody. I'm like, where are you hiding? Who is in here? Just come out. I was like, this will be better for both of us if you just, come out now. Because if I find you, it's not going to be as nice. I'm not going to be as nice, pretty much. I go into like mama bear mode, and if I think something's in my house, I'm like,
grab a knife.
I grab a knife, and I'm like, you come out now, or I'm going to stab you.
She's tough too, Kevin.
So yeah, but there was nothing in there. But I literally had to move back, and I seen a whole person just run past me to get into the garage in front of me, and that was the first time living here that I seen anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So and that was within like the first year we lived here.
Yeah, it was. I think it was year two because we got your dad from Texas, and it was around that time. Because
I didn't bring it. Wasn't me. I didn't bring it.
Oh yeah, sure.
I think you brought whatever is in my house. To be honest with you, Ron, I think it's all your fault.
Oh shit! Why? Because what? Last time I was on?
Yeah, the first time.
No.
Because it was like after that I started seeing like a consistent shadow people in my hallway. After we caught all those EVPs in your episode.
Yeah, and I've been on 7 more podcasts since then, and every time I talk about it, the audio screws up.
That's
I don't know. I don't know.
Real quick, let's test it out if you want to bring up the topic, Ron.
Indiana State Sanitarium.
Yeah. I did not hear a word you just said.
Are you serious?
I'm fucking serious.
Oh,
I mean the recording might have picked it up, but I didn't hear it in my headphones.
That is crazy.
I said Indiana State Sanitarium.
Yeah, you muffled on the sand part, but yeah. That's interesting, man. That is so interesting. We got to go back. We got to go there. We got to take you there.
You
guys got to go there. You're closer.
We're almost ready. I mean,
Almost.
I mean, I would go tomorrow. I would go tonight.
Oh yeah.
I
I would
definitely
love to
want to go
go.
back.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
place is
So
insane.
yeah. How long is it gonna be before you have the camper up and going?
Oh,
You
jeez,
know?
now I got you picking on me too, huh? Got you picking on me too now, huh? I don't know.
I'm just curious.
I know.
Actually in decent
I mean,
shape.
yeah, it is a 88, 87. And honestly,
Almost the same age as me.
I mean, the thing looks really good on the inside. The other one that we have, all I did was, or all Rod did, we did was change spark plugs, and it ran. So, and that's a 75. So I'm assuming, because I got both these from the same guy, and this one I think has 20 something thousand miles on it.
So we're assuming it's going to be easy like the other
Easy to
one.
fix,
since
yeah.
He obviously took care of the other one.
You know, so I honestly think, give it with the title. I gotta get it titled and plated and whatnot. No more than 2 weeks. I think we should be up and running.
Nice. Nice.
See
Do you
that
guys
face? He's like,
I saw it. I saw it. I mean, it's up to Ron's.
we'll let him go home, and then I'm gonna kidnap him again on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, probably. I don't think it's that bad getting it running. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's been for a long time. It's been sitting since 2005.
Well, I mean, it looks from what I can see behind you, the inside looks nice.
It is really nice, actually. I mean, it needs help. You know, the roof is leaked or whatever, but it ain't nothing really major. It's not a major overhaul.
Uh-huh.
You
That's
know,
good.
real
And
pound.
I mean, it's cool for free. I mean, it's like the best thing that you could get for free.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like I wouldn't care like how much. Well, I would care if it was a lot of work, but like, you know, if you get it up and running under $5,000, dude, that's totally worth it.
What'd you have in the other one?
Really, $55 in spark plugs and
6 gallons of gas.
6 gallons of gas, and then bought a battery charger for $50 to charge the battery, and that's a 75, and it started right up.
Yeah,
it purrs. Yeah,
Nice. I want some of that luck, sir.
Right?
yeah. You know, honestly, I don't know why I have the luck, but I got a free boat as well. Like it's 32 feet long. It has two big motors on it, and it was from the
Gary
cops
Police.
used it.
It was a Gary Police boat.
Yeah,
Wow.
got that.
Can I ask you a question, a personal question, real quick? Were you
Okay.
born by any chance on the 28th?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because that would have been way too much of a coincidence. How lucky have you been your entire life?
He's still breathing, so he's damn lucky.
It's a mix for him. I think it's either he has really great luck or really bad luck. There's no in between. But I always try to tell him, put good karma out, you'll get good karma back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Karma is the ruler of the world.
Yeah.
But so do you guys have like obviously you want to get rid of whatever this darkness is in your house, but do you have your eyes sight on any particular place as the first place that you guys are going to investigate together?
We have looked at so many different places.
Yeah, I mean, we really want to get our like boots on the ground and take off running. I mean, there's several places that we want to go to.
Yeah.
Depends on my mood, which one I say. I tell him I want to. Well, it's kind of late now because it's getting cold. I wanted to do the camping in the Conjuring Woods.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
He doesn't want to do it.
I don't know that I want to do the camping at the Conjuring house. You know, I mean, that's.
It's in the woods.
I don't care. It's still on the property. That place is evil.
Yeah,
But they're neat.
most likely.
Like Randolph County Infirmary, Fairfield County Infirmary. I mean, there is just a list.
The place that doesn't come through the audio for you.
Well, I want to go back to Indiana State Sanitarium too.
There.
Oh, I heard you that time.
Yeah, probably because I said I want to go back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
you know,
so
Mansfield,
the Monroe House.
Mansfield Reformatory, Monroe House,
Yeah.
Eloise Asylum.
Eloise Asylum. I mean, we got a bucket list going. You know, some of them are a little bit out of reach right now, of course, but
Right.
you always got a dream anyway.
Yeah. How far are you guys from Lexington, Kentucky?
Not terrible.
What, 6 hours?
I believe it's a 6 hour.
I believe it's 6 hour
Yeah,
drive.
we have a friend who stays there, and we were going to visit him one time. I think it's 6 hours because we looked that up.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I was just curious because I'm going to be there on Friday for the weekend, for this coming weekend.
Really?
So I was just wondering. Um,
So is that a fake, like invite or
what?
I said, is that an official invitation for us to come, or is it just you just throwing it out there that you're going to be there?
Yeah, well, I try to well, all right, so there's a convention. It's a Cryptid Con. I don't know if are familiar with it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of paranormal investigators that are going to be vending there and stuff. So, I try and get people that I know to go to these things that I know that are somewhat in the area. So I know that you guys are out in that direction. So, I don't know. I brought it up in case Ron wanted to bless the Cryptid Con convention with his presence, and then I could see him in person. That's pretty much the reason why I brought it up. So, obviously not expected. It's a little short notice,
Right.
but
that would be awesome to do, but yeah.
Forget the rest of that Explorer Thursday.
Excuse my arm.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Possibly.
So
it's not like
Ron,
we just moved to Illinois 6 times in 2.5 days.
Yeah, we pretty much did that trip almost because
Yeah.
it was 10. We just did 10 hours of driving.
Yeah.
To pick these RVs up. So that
10
was
hours to get the RVs?
back and forth.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying 10 hours all the way to get them. I was like, what?
Well, they were only 1 hour away.
Yeah.
But it was like I went an hour away to get the dolly to bring it back. And the lady I thought was standing me up. And she wasn't reading my messages, she wasn't replying, nothing. So I came back home. So that was an hour there, hour back. And then the next day she writes me. She's like, I still have them if you want them.
Like, come get them.
So I drove there again.
And then she stopped responding.
And then she stopped responding again. Come to find out, this lady is just really old, doesn't know how to work Marketplace or text, I guess. So the second time I went there, I brought one back and then drove back again to Illinois to get the second one, but it ended up having two flat tires, and we didn't have the tools, couldn't fix it. So I came back home, and then drove back out there the next morning. Spent about 8 hours fixing this RV to bring it back, and then I had to go back again to drop off the dolly that I rented in the first place.
Now he's got to go back again to have her sign the title in the right place.
Yeah, Friday.
So,
Oh man, the joys of exchanging things.
Yeah.
Are you struggling with a lack of access to captivating entertainment and media? Are you faced with constant judgment and ridicule from friends and family for your inability to respond appropriately to sensitive situations? If this sounds like you might be suffering from being emotionally dead inside. But it's not too late to make a change. One Nothing Podcast is a newly available treatment for being dead inside. Taken just once every 2 weeks, One Nothing could make a world of difference. By combining carefully measured dark humor to the amazing original formula of grisly fatalities, One Nothing Podcast has successfully entertained thousands of people suffering from death inside. And with access across all podcast platforms, treatment has never been more readily available. But don't trust my word. Here's some real-world testimonials from a few of our listeners currently undergoing treatment.
From consistent doses of One Nothing Podcast, my posture has greatly improved due to being kept on the edge of my seat.
The One Nothing Podcast comes on, everybody be like, shut the f*** up. I be quiet, but when the episode's over, I be talking again.
Oh my gosh, buddy. I used to be on so many medications for blood pressure, and then I listened to One Nothing Podcast's episode on Kitty Genovese, moved into an apartment on my own, and haven't needed it since. That one really got my blood pumping.
You know, listening to One Nothing Podcast, I'm not constipated anymore. I'm just full of shit.
So what's stopping you from great entertainment?
One Nothing Podcast is not intended for all audiences. Listeners under 18 years of age should obtain permission from your parent or guardian before downloading. Tell your therapist if you're predisposed to whining, complaining, reading podcasts poorly, being overall combative, or being easily offended, as One Nothing Podcast might not be right for you.
So stop letting great content pass you by. Talk to your therapist today to see if One Nothing Podcast is right for you.
So Ron, I wanted to tell you, because we talked about it a little bit, but I do want to try and dip my feet into like the documentary realm. So I want to do the first documentary that I want to do is on the Spectre Moose, the cryptid.
Yeah.
Because the sightings that have where it originally was sighted, the very first documented sighting is only like 2 or 3 hours away from me, I believe.
Yeah.
So I figured that would be like one of the easiest ways to like really get it, because I could go there on the weekends, and spend months or whatever. But I do want to do one on the sanatorium with you
Be
eventually. It might be a little while, but also I don't know if your dad told you, Austyn, but I am I'm creating a comic book, and your dad's going to be a character in it.
Oh,
What? I didn't tell her because I didn't know.
I asked you if I could use your likeness for my comic book, and you're like, yes.
That's right, you did. I'm sorry. I slept since then. I'm sorry.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
I
So
really blew that off. I'm sorry.
you don't have to apologize. It's
I
totally
forgot
fine.
all about that.
But so I wrote the first issue, and it's currently in illustration right now, and whenever she's done with that, it'll come out. But it's like comic books, they're only like a couple pages. They're like 25, 30 pages. So like I couldn't fit the whole story that I'm trying to tell into this one. So she's like, well, if you want to go over that, you're going into graphic novel territory, and then it's going to be even a longer process because then it's a bigger book. So we're doing like just issues. So the first issue, your character isn't in, but I'm going to try and get your character in the second issue, and I will tell you. So obviously your name's Ron. You look like yourself, but you're always going to have a leather cut vest like a biker. And then you're going to be the owner and operator of Grave Evidence Taxidermy.
Okay. That's awesome.
So that's the background of your character.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to get the first issue too, though, so I know how this story goes.
Yeah.
That
The first issue is a little gruesome. Well,
Is it?
actually, I think all of them are going to be gross, but it's black and white, so it's not like, you can't see the colors of all the blood and guts. So,
Right.
but yeah.
That's
So, anyways, so that's that.
awesome.
And if you guys don't mind, real quick, just letting everybody know again where they can find you. Oh wait, I gotta ask my question. I've already asked Ron on the first time he was on, but I'll ask Zach and Austyn. Are you guys, other than actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll just ask. Are you guys finding fulfillment in your life? I mean, I know you got like this dark entity in your house and stuff, but other than that, like everything good? Are you guys happy?
Yeah.
For the most part, I think everybody would be a little happier with more money, but I mean, as far as family and home goes, I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Good. And then I would like to know, if you can, because a lot of people can't pinpoint, because I can't. I have too many on a list to really say if it's for just one. So it's totally fine if you can't answer the question. What is your favorite scary movie?
Oh,
Oh man, I think I have a top. Like I've one Candyman, the old Candymans.
Yes, those scared me when I was a kid.
Yeah, I just like the fact that I don't know, say the name in the mirror, and it's just this big guy, and he has a hook as a hand, and you watch the movie, like it was sawed off because well, I mean he was in love with a white lady. I don't know, like it just I like I just like the Candyman movies.
I think I would have to go with Nightmare on Elm Street as a whole, just because growing up, that's what I watched to bed. And so for me, it's kind of nostalgic because that's what I watched to go to sleep. So
You watched it to go to sleep? Is that what you said?
She's crazy.
Oh, that and Chucky.
She got that from her
Child's
mother.
Horror. Yeah, I like horror movies growing up. I mean, still do. I just feel like now there's a lack of quality.
Yes.
When it comes
I wish they would go back to like doing real props instead of CGIing everything. You know what I mean? But like the Ninja Turtles, like they were so much better when they were men in suits and with like the animatronic masks. I felt anyways. And now that they're CGI, they're these like 7 foot tall Nephilim looking things.
Yeah.
But Ron, you got a favorite horror movie?
The old Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot, yeah.
The
The
first
original.
Salem's Lot. It scared the living shit out of me when I was a kid. It did. That little dude standing next to the fireplace. That boy, he scared me to death. Every time I go in somewhere that had a fireplace, that was the first thing I looked at was the fireplace. Make sure there
Yeah.
wasn't an Indian statue standing by the fireplace.
That's funny. I'll tell you, Chucky and It scarred me to the point where I could not go anywhere near a doll or um
Yeah.
dolls still scare me to this day. Well, not scare me, but make me uncomfortable. Clowns still make me uncomfortable a lot. Um and it didn't help that my dad hired clowns to come to my sister's first birthday party when I was a kid. So that was scary.
They all float
But
down here.
yeah. The new It, not the 95 one, obviously, but the new one that just came out with, what's his name? Fucking Bill Skarsgård. He did an amazing job as It, I think. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But
Yeah, it was a good movie.
I think that's one of the honestly better horror movies. First of all, having like a remake of it, and second of all, like we were saying, like a lot of horror movies aren't that good now, but that one was definitely on point.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
they kept that.
Have you seen Talk to Me yet?
I have not. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. And it actually was on a list of top 10 scientifically proved to be the scariest movies. There was this article that was just released like last week or this week maybe,
Yeah.
where they ranked horror movies on how actually like scary they are because they like I can't remember it, but it's scientifically proven to be scary. And Talk to Me was I think it was like number 9.
It being in the background that I'm in, with paranormal and whatnot, I don't really consider it scary. It was
Yeah.
interesting, because just its whole base story was about spirits possessing. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's one I would watch more than once.
Yeah, and the directors or the writer and the director are new. They're like new to the film industry.
Yeah, it was.
So I feel like that's a good foot in the door for them personally.
Yeah.
And they're from Australia, I think.
Yep, the whole thing was filmed in Australia.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. So the writer is just Australian or whatever too. And I think they introduced it to like the Australian indie film
Yeah.
festival, and that's how they got found out.
Yep.
So, and then it blew up.
It's a
So
good
yeah,
movie.
I'm as soon as I can, I'm gonna check it out. But between podcasting and 60 hours of work every week, I watch very little TV. But
Right? Imagine. Imagine.
yeah. Yeah. And then the kids on the weekends, I gotta take them to the arcade. We go to the arcade. We go bowling and stuff. Swimming when it's nice out. Like right now it's 30 degrees, so I don't think we're going swimming anytime soon. So
No, no, it's
Polar
not quite.
plunge it.
It's not quite that bad here, but it's close.
yeah,
Actually,
I'm sure. I'm
it's
sure.
supposed to be high what it was 65 tomorrow.
What? I'm jealous.
It
It's only
was
gonna be like
63.
40. I think we have a high of 48 tomorrow. Let me just look.
Oh
I
shit!
mean,
It was 63 today.
don't let us fool you because Friday's supposed to be 49. So
Yeah, we just got a little streak of warm weather this week.
It's coming your
Nice.
way.
Yeah, it says tomorrow it's gonna be 56-ish.
you see,
So
yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's not
sweeping right
bad.
up your way.
I'll take that. It's a lot better than 40.
Yeah, right. I'm not ready for it. Not at all.
So, whoops. I did not mean to play it. I thought YouTube would show me the date. Hold on a second, real quick. I have to go in my other thing. Where is it? Never mind, found it. Let's see.
That's me. I don't
Where
know.
are you? I'm sorry. That's a rhetorical question. I'm not asking you a real question.
I know.
So, Ron, since the first time you've been on, it's been almost a year. December 7th will be the year anniversary of the first time you were on the show.
Damn.
So, or well, the first time that it was put out anyway. Which this episode will also come out in December, but I think it's after Christmas, so it'll be close to the very first time you were on the show. So,
That's all. Don't seem
dude,
like it's been.
I appreciate you so much for for the first time coming on today. You guys too, Zach and Austin. Because like without people like you to talk to, I'd just be talking to myself, and I don't know if that'd be entertaining for other people. It'd be entertaining for me because I do
Right.
it anyway, you know. But I started this podcast because I wanted to talk to people about this stuff because this stuff interested me, and I think it's a good way for mental health, like what you're experiencing, Austin. Like that's traumatizing, and I think talking about it is good for you yourself, and and then the more people that know, the more people that can help. Um, so please, I mean, from what I know of Isaac, he's a very big help. So I hope you reach out to him. He'll do whatever he can for you, and hopefully remove whatever darkness is in your house.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
mind the spirits that I don't feel mosquito threatened by, but
Yeah.
whatever here now, yeah, I don't want
Yeah,
want it.
he focuses on the ones that mean you harm or that are not good for you. Um, so I know that. But yeah, it's been this podcast has been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys taking a part of your life out um and spending it with me. I really appreciate it, and telling me your stories, because well,
Yeah,
obviously we know your story is kind of scary, and I wouldn't want to experience I wouldn't want to experience it, and I feel bad that you have. But so with that being said, if you guys don't mind just reiterating, where they can find you and what in your YouTube and all that stuff.
We appreciate you as well, Kevin.
Yes,
Yes,
we definitely appreciate you having us here. So
Thank you.
you're for sure.
Go ahead.
All right, so you can find our on YouTube at Screaming Skulls Paranormal. We don't have a video yet, but we will very soon, very very soon. So
And it's also on TikTok.
yes, I do. Also, I did make a TikTok for Screaming Skulls Paranormal.
Yeah, I think I just followed it the other day.
Okay. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because I shared it to you.
Oh, okay.
But-
Yep. All right.
And I'm Grave Evidence, and I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Clapper.
What the hell is that?
It's 80s version of TikTok.
I asked the same thing. I was like, "What is Clapper?"
Yeah, it's a really, 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 really behind the times version of TikTok.
Okay. That
I
doesn't
mean,
make any sense, but that's cool. As if you like it, that's cool.
I don't go there very often. It's basically I post my videos on it. So in
Uh-huh.
case I ever get bananaed from TikTok, I still have videos. You know, I have them on Instagram and Clapper. So, you know,
So it's like a backup, is what you're
pretty much.
saying.
So
Yeah.
I still have a copy of the videos anyway.
Yeah, that's not a. I mean, it's not a terrible idea. I've just never heard of it. It's weird.
It's all right. I mean, I don't know. They get away with a lot of shit on that one though.
We'll bring Clapper back to its prime.
It's predated or pre-prime now.
Shit. Well, I might have to go look at it if it's like that.
It's supposed to be.
I like outlaw shit.
It's supposed to be all adult, you know, no children. And there's the adult side of it. There's the paranormal side. I mean, it's just like TikTok. It's genres or whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's what it says. I'm looking it up now, and it's supposed to be very similar to TikTok.
Yeah. Genres or whatever, however you say that word.
Genre?
Yeah, what he said.
Oh man.
Appreciate you, Kevin. I really do.
Yeah,
I appreciate you too, man. I appreciate all the videos you share. You share a lot of videos to me on TikTok, and a lot of them are hilarious. A lot of them are very thought provoking, and I appreciate it.
I try not to blow you up on that shit, but some of them, it's like, wait a minute, you know, what did he just say?
Sometimes I'll look because sometimes I'll forget about TikTok. Once in a while, I'll forget about TikTok, and then I'll be on there, and then I'll have like 16 videos from you, and I'll be like, all right, let's see, and then I'll just be like, oh. And I'll sit there and I'll go through them, and some of them make me laugh. Some of them I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. I'm sorry.
It's the same way for me. I don't go on TikTok often. Pretty much go to check his page out, check my daughter's page out, see what she's up to. But yeah, I'll go on. I'll have like multiple videos you've sent.
That's funny. All right. Well, guys, that is the show. If you want to be featured on the show, it's wheretheweirdonesare@gmail.com. Instagram, where_the_weirdones_are. That's where I'm most active. I'm on Facebook, obviously, where the weird ones are. If you want merch, it's etsy.com/shop/where-the-weird-ones-are. And I almost forgot what the fuck my name was for a second there. I'm on Discord. Don't know how to use it, but if you're interested, the servers where weirdos only. Have a website where the weird ones are podcast.com. It's not fantastic. I accidentally published it, and I'm still working on it. So don't judge me. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's episode with Austyn, Zach, and my good friend Ron. And I hope you give a like, a follow, share, and a subscribe from this episode if you haven't already. Also, rate and review. That'd be great. But obviously, you don't have to, because I do this for my guests and for myself. Not necessarily you. I'm just kidding. I do it a little bit for you. All right, guys. Anyways, question everything. Stay weird.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.
Because in the end, none of us have very long on this earth. Life is fleeting. And if you're ever distressed, cast your eyes to the summer sky. When the stars are strung across the velvety night, And when a shooting star streaks through the blackness, turning night into day, make a wish.